Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're gonna get started on the Marvel Legends Retro Series, Ben Reilly Spider-Man. Who I'm gonna dub the Sensational Spider-Man, because that was one of my favorite books of the 90s. And I know everybody got a lot of beef with the Clone Wars, but I love those eras because Ben Reilly was a dope Spider-Man, and I think that he deserves a lot more love. Ben definitely made his way into my heart, and I love him for it. But again, that's just me. But here we are with our retro series from Hasbro Marvel Legends, and yeah, I'm a sucker for Spider-Man. I think right now I'm at a real Spider-Man high, just reviewing a lot of Spider-Man stuff. And I won't just be doing Spider-Man. I'm doing Hammerhead, I'm doing the Mark 1. I'm trying to really get this stuff out, but I'm also in the middle of a move. So I'm trying to enjoy it at the same time because I'm kind of stuck with a limited amount of stuff right now as I slowly move boxes from one place to another. But yeah, here we are looking real good. As we know, I did the symbiote already, so we know that this shares the same body as the retro, but I love how this looks. It just really sits well with me. I adore this. I think the only thing that I am not in love with, but I actually still, looking back, I'm like, this is really good, is the fact that we didn't get the black version of the blue, like the blue-black, the comic book colors. Ooh, I would absolutely love that. And then we also have a slight mass difference. So I remember the 90s style, the mass was a bit longer. This one seems a little bit more rounded and more modern. So you can see that and feel that they're taking a modern take to this Ben, which I'm okay with, because if this retro body is as good as I like it, hopefully this carries over to the Beyond era Ben Reilly costume, because that would be phenomenal, for real. But yeah, here we are. And just like with the black suit, we have the same articulation, but if you didn't watch that video, we're gonna go over that in some poses right now. Here we are. Our head can look up, looking really far up, which allows for a lot of great poses, especially for both web swinging and fighting poses, and just overall crazy goodness, right? We have beautiful butterfly joints that can rock all the way back. Look at that. Like, it's at the point where you can miss some of the paint and you can roll forward, right? We can lift our arms up and hit a T-pose. Mine's get a little jammed right here. I think it's getting caught in there. Like, it's too deep of a cut. So what I do is I do that and then I rotate up. But sometimes it still gets caught. I'm not sure if it's just me. Maybe I need to sand down this one little part, but it does get stuck right up there in the joint. So I'm not allowed to get as high as a T-joint as I would like to, right? We have our bicep swivel and we are double jointed. Mine's, I don't know, maybe because it's cold outside, but you can actually flex them a little further. They actually have a nice bit of range to them. But again, it's also cold outside, so you don't want to snap yours. Make sure you heat up your toys, guys, right? We have a nice extension of the neck. One thing I want to add about the Spider-Man stuff is that they've added this gap in the back. So that way you can have more posability with Spider-Man. I love that they've taken that nice touch for this. If you can apply that towards other figures, I would absolutely love that. I really, really would. Because there are a lot of figures who, if you look at it, they are acrobatic in a lot of ways, and they deserve the same amount of love with this sort of body. So hopefully with that Vulcan body, you take that into consideration as well. Here we are, rotating around with this beautiful upper torso. I like this diaphragm joint because with this ab, like, I'm gonna call this the V cut, the model V cut, even though it's not, it's more like a U, a really big U cut. But the reason why is because that level of rotation with what goes into a Spider-Man figure definitely adds to it, because you smoothen out the ability with the legs here. You're gonna see him hit that 90 degree, right? But with that drop down, you now can go a little bit higher. That means you can rotate this out and you can rotate the legs to, now look at that. Now the bend looks almost like, again, a Spider-Man pose. So that, coupled with the leg movement, the calf swivel, and just like that, right? We have a beautiful jumping pose from Ben Reilly. If we fold it in, we can actually look like we're at a certain angle, right? If we fold it backwards, we have a nice dodging pose. Supposing you're like dodging some tentacles from Doc Ock, or jumping backwards, dodging lasers. One beautiful one that I liked, and I was doing it earlier on my ride back home from the train, right? We can get our knees bent and get Reilly really low, so we can get building perch as if he was looking down. Look at that. That's beautiful. Look at that. Like, I love that we can get him in these poses with this body type. Now, if I'm going to try that with an older body, like now I'm going to just bring it out now, right? You have some trouble getting this. And then without the extra calf or that movement, see, look, I'm a little stiff now. Ooh, I'm cutting into a little bit of the joint. And that's the kind of stuff I don't like to do, right? We just can't hit it the same way with this one. But it's not impossible. It's not. A little bit more difficult, but not impossible. But as you can see, without that diaphragm joint and that extra little bit of butterfly, which again, I'm going to take the time to really try to replicate it. I don't want to half-ass it, right? We're going to look at all the same joints and movements. There we go. And as you can see, it just won't look as clean on that older body, right? This is the kind of stuff that I truly enjoy because I like pushing it to the limit. I really do. And as you can see with the movement here, it's sturdy, it's viable. And this is, for something like me, pose-wise, this is utterly beautiful. But it may not be for everyone. Someone may like their older body type. Someone may like the color difference. It's all about your preference and what can work for you, right? I'm just showing you here what it can do, the infinite possibilities for yourself. Look. So please have fun with your toys, for real. Do that. It doesn't have to be me posing it for you. I'm just here to help you get the information you need. So with all that being said, right, we have a nice posed up Spider-Man. We continue to pose, right? And look, punching down. Now what I want to do is I want to talk about his accessories. So let's do that. Excuse me. I need a little bit of water, and I'm all out because my cup is empty. I have to recap on that. When I take a break, I'll go grab some water. But here we are with our web crawling hands. These are essential to any Spider-Man staple. And I feel like without these, sometimes you just feel like he's a naked Spider-Man, right? With certain costumes, it's fair if you didn't do any sort of wall crawling, but it's always cool to have those hands if you want to hit those poses. We have those closed fists there that you see there. And here, we have what I call the Twippers. These are going to be your staple Spider-Man hand because all Spider-Man use web shooters, every single one of them. So Twippers are very important for real. We have the exposed web shooters for Ben, while Spider-Man actually keeps his inside, well, Peter Parker, they're both Spider-Man. Peter Parker keeps his inside the wrist. As you can see, I have one here. There's a tattoo there. Well, mine's coming out. But Ben Reilly uses outside exposure ones for the different capsules that he used back in the 90s. So there was stuff like impact webbing, longer lasting, more than an hour webbing. There was a bunch of different things. So he kept his outside on his wristbands, which is really cool, right? So now that we have that, Ben doesn't come with anything other than these extra hands and that head. But I'm going to try out these head sculpts this is from the Scarlet Spider. This is from Pizza Spider-Man. And we're going to try these out right now on this sculpt, right? And I want to see how it looks. This one's a little tight. I should have probably heated it up. I might have some issue putting this one on. But if it doesn't go, oh, there it is. It's sunk a little low though. So that may not be the perfect fit, right? But yeah, this actually does not look terrible on Ben, right? Does not look terrible. And since the hair is not exposed and Ben and Peter share the same face, that's not terrible. Here we are with our unmasked head. This actually looks really good on this body. I think this is phenomenal on this body, right? And then, let's try some other head sculpts, right? So here we have stuff like the Spider Carnage head sculpt. So here's the Spider Carnage sculpt. We're gonna try that. And we know that the hands are a different color, but if you want to repaint them, they do share the same pegs. So let's just do that so we could try those in there, right? You want to see what they look like on the Ben body. And I'm pretty sure other people have done this too. So thank you for sticking around for this part and watching it. I just want to cover it for everyone, you know, try to get it as comprehensive as we can. Ooh, that was a big snap. So colors don't match on the fist, but the Spider Carnage head does look really good. This is good. Ooh. I'm going to have to learn how to repaint one day because this is actually a really nice match. So let's take these guys out, right? And now what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the size comparison. I'm also going to get a glass of water. It's not that far right now. So I'll see you guys in a second. All right, guys. All right, guys. Now we're going to get into the size comparison. I think the first thing I want to do is I want to compare it to our old Ben Reilly, right? And I don't have the really, really old one from when they first took over Toy Biz. But as you can see, I really like this blue black. If that was on this, I would have lost my mind. But I do like these light blue vibrants. But it's crazy because even if you compare it to the Mafex, which we're going to put right here, right? The Mafex is a little bit smaller, right? But what's crazy is I feel like they're even different art styles, right? So here you would have like this would be your Mark Bagley, right? Your Mark Bagley, your Eric Larson style, right? Your McFarlane, that's close enough to it. Your J. Scott Campbell. This feels like a modernized Ben Reilly. Like literally the artist Ben Reilly, who is covering the Lost Years stuff right now with Tom DeFalco. And this feels like your blue-black covers that were also covered in the 90s by some of your favorite artists too. So it's crazy because you can do the different ones and have the different styles. And really, everything kind of works. If you pop this head on this, you can use this for when you like your import level stuff. And this guy can be your new placeholder if you don't have this one, or vice versa, or swapping out. Everything kind of gives you a memory of something that you can enjoy, unless you don't read comics and you're just picking up a new updated body, so then it doesn't matter. But it's cool because I really like the fact that I'm really starting to realize as I get older that the cool thing about Marvel Legends, like I've always enjoyed them, but the really cool thing about Marvel Legends is no matter how old you are, no matter young, no matter if you read the books or not, the fact that you see them in some form of media, you have a memory attached to it. And that can be cool enough for you to go, hey, I want to get that because I really have a really nice memory attached to that. And I like that. I like the idea of that. And that's why Marvel Legends is so cool. That it's just something that it's like the everyday man can pick it up and go, my happy memories attached to this continue to make me happy. And that's pretty cool. But yeah, sorry about that. It's really cool to kind of be able to do this and talk about it. So that's really nice. Let's remove these two guys. Sorry for getting on a tangent, but yeah. Here we are comparing on the same body, the black suit, aka the symbiote Spider-Man. And then we have the one that started it all, the retro Spider-Man. I left the squinty eyes on on purpose. So yeah, we have these three, and honestly, all three are phenomenal. And I may even, oh wait, hold on. Do these guys have slightly different U shapes? No, his are just seems that way due to the plastic. Okay, it just seems that way due to the plastic. I thought it was a slightly different U shape. But I should probably go back and review this guy. I'm going to try to find a time when I get settled in. It'll be really cool. But it's cool to finally have these three guys. It'll be really cool to finally say I can review all three. So that'll be fun. Let's take these guys out of the equation. Let's do the next one. Here is the new retro series Hammerhead, which I plan to review soon. I want to have some other stuff to get him up with it too. Right? Looking really cool. Like that he's a little bit smaller than Hammerhead. Kind of gives him that presence. Because then you got to ask yourself, what can a normal human do to Spider-Man? Well, when you can't punch his head, well, that means a lot. So here we are with the Mezco Me on a Gomez body. Right? Then we have a G.I. Joe Classified Firefly. For those of you that asked about this, this particular, these vests here, they come in the Mezco Advent Calendar. But more importantly, you have the normal colored black one from the cut and stitch pack that Mezco did a while ago. I know I get asked about that a lot recently, right? Next up, we have a Lightning Collection In Space Blue Ranger, also from Hasbro. Gotta fix our knees there. Then we have an Articulated Icons Ninja. Next up, we are going to have an Action Force Valorverse Spec Ops. So yeah, these guys look all really good. It's crazy how he really fits in to so many lines. And then if you're playing Fortnite, it don't matter because you just know him as a guy in the Fortnite skins. So that's always funny. Here we are with a Mythic Legions. And last but not least, our main man, Kuga. Right? I would love for these two to get a team up, so I'm probably going to try to squeeze that in. the Cougar and Ben Reilly team up. It's been waiting to happen. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and waiting till the end, dealing with my comic book knowledge and all that other nonsense. But for real, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for putting up as I move from one space to another. It means a lot that you continue to watch my stuff. It helps me get the places where I need to go. It really does. And all I ask is that, you know, you continue liking and enjoying the videos. For real. If you're not having a good day, hopefully this made your day better. And if it doesn't, hopefully there's something out there that'll be positive and set you forward on the right track. And if you don't, there's always tomorrow. But in the meantime, thank you so much, as always. So please, be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later.